look. Alright. I know you have like 8 other videos to watch, so I'm just gonna try and keep this clear and concise, and hope that your video can reciprocate the sentiment. So, about a week ago, a good friend of mine sent me into a total existential crisis, and it eventually ended up becoming the subject of this video. Now, don't worry, this isn't a video on the meaning of life or anything. So, she asked me one question about the one quality that I identified with. And at first, I thought it was just a joking question, so I just gave her a joking answer, and I was just like, oh, perfect, omniscient, godlike, and but when I really thought about it, I couldn't really think of anything. When I honestly thought about it, I wanted to say something like patient or empathetic, but I'm not really like that all the time. I've been cruel and I've been impatient, so it feels kind of wrong to call myself something that I'm not all the time. And in a way, the only word that I could really think of that encompassed all of it was human. I'm human. I make mistakes, but I strive for that kind of perfection. I try to be like those ideals as much as possible. And that question gave me the opportunity to really look back on it and think about how much I've actually changed, how much I've actually moved towards becoming like those ideals that I want to be like. Now, a good way to kind of introduce the human element into this was the psychologist Abraham Maslow. And he made this nice little hierarchy, which is usually represented as a pyramid, of human needs. At the very bottom is the physiological ones, and those are things like food and shelter. And above that is safety, so just job security and making sure that all your needs are going to be met and you're not going to, get hurt. And then above that is belonging, so a sense of community, sense of fitting in, like you're part of everyone else. And then esteem, to feel like you're worthy of that belonging and the safety and the physiological needs. And then at the very top, once all of these criteria are met, at the very tippity top is self-actualization. Self-actualization, even though I kind of slur it, is it's the endeavor to become all that you can be, to fulfill your optimal potential. Now, when you apply that to humans, it becomes kind of nebulous. I mean, what is my true potential? How far can I really go? That's a hard question to answer. It requires an immense amount of introspection, a ridiculous amount of action, just will and dedication. You need to be able to identify the problems that you have, or problems that you perceive you might have, and then find a will to change. And then even once you know you want to change, you have to devote to it. that's a lot of things to do. But that's what I really liked about the 30-day challenges this semester. They gave kind of like a bite-sized snippet of how the whole process works. You identify something that you want to change, you think about how you're going to do it, and then you devote and you go about changing. And at the end of it, well, for mine, I look back and I felt really proud of all the ways that I changed. And in a way, I feel like I'm kind of meeting that last need. And the last thing that I can really say is that I hope that all of you do too. And you keep analyzing yourselves and you keep growing as people, even past middle college.